everyone. I'm Kevin Bartlett.
And I'm Kristine Strauss, and this is The Real Deal with Baird & Warner, where we cover all things real estate.
For buyers, sellers, renters, investors, and fellow agents. Before we get into our episode for today, let's take a look at the market activity over this past weekend. On the list side, the listings keep rising. It's a good sign. It was a pretty minimal jump, but it's going in the right direction. It's actually the most listings we've had out of our Baird Warner office since the last weekend in November, so good sign there.
Yeah, absolutely. We're on the upswing there, which is fantastic. And the buyers, again, they were out in full force this last weekend. We had a slight down weekend, if you will, the weekend prior, but man, they just rose right back up there. The demand to buy in Naperville is definitely very high right now.
Absolutely.
All right, so today we have a very special guest with us. We have the one, the only, Tom Kunkel with us. So thank you, Tom.
Thanks for being here, Tom.
Appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Absolutely. So Tom is a long-term real estate vet here, and he has actually been our go-to for any potential agent looking to get into the business, and has been running our real estate classes, the licensing classes here at the Baird & Warner Naperville office. So we're going to dive into some of that today. Tom's going to share what that process looks like if you're trying to get into the real estate industry.
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. Well, thanks again for being here. I guess to get started here, before we even talk about specifically the Baird Warner class and licensing, when you are thinking about joining the real estate industry, what kind of characteristics or personality traits do you think are needed to be a successful real estate agent?
Sure. Well, if you come out of corporate, there's black and white ways to do things. That's not necessarily true in real estate. So you have to be able to multitask. You really have to be a self-motivator. There's not a boss or a corporation expecting you to show up at a desk. You have to be self-motivated to get up, out of bed, have a plan for the day, and follow that through. You have to be very organized to be able to do that. So, because you'll have several things going on all at the same time. It's
Sure.
not one task at a time.
Yep.
Right, absolutely. Great point. So, Tom, can you tell us a little bit about what that process looks like for a prospective agent to go through the licensing portion?
Sure. So the first thing you need to do is take a pre-licensing course, and there are several places you can do that. That's what I teach. You must pass that class, and once you've done that, then you sign up to take the state exam. It's 140 questions, national and local. You must pass that, and once you've done that, you now are a licensed real estate agent as soon as you register with the state of Illinois.
Okay, so once you pass that step, what's the next step you take to actually getting a job?
That's the tricky part. What you really need to do is interview brokers that will give you the highest level of a chance to succeed. You need to talk to brokers that have a mentoring program. You need to speak about coaching once you've started. You're not going to walk in and sit down and sell a house your first day. If you do, that's very unlikely, but good for you. You want a company that's going to offer you the tools to help you to be as successful as possible. And what you want is ongoing teaching. This isn't get your license and you're done. One of the reasons that I joined Baird & Warner a number of years ago is that they had all of these elements. And what you want is people to help you navigate the system and to become very, very successful.
Absolutely. Those are wonderful tips to keep
Yes.
in mind. So why should some prospective agents choose the Baird & Warner Naperville licensing class?
Well, I think they have the best instructor.
I think you
I
might
think we
be
would
right.
agree with that.
The Baird & Warner structure for pre-licensing classes, first of all, it's very, very convenient. There are several ways to do it. You can do a high-intensity Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, 2-week program. What I teach is broken up into 5 weeks. It's 3 hours twice a week for 5 weeks. It gives you the flexibility. We have time slots that are from 9 to noon, noon to 3, 3 to 6, and 6 to 9. So there is a slot for everybody. You can go to joinbw.com and scroll down. It'll give you a schedule of where the class is and who's teaching. is going to be performed. But the really great thing, if there's only one thing about the pandemic, you can do this in the comfort of your own home. We don't do this in person anymore, so we don't have to wait for physical classes to fill up. You can join from wherever you live, at whatever time slot is convenient for you, and it's a great experience.
Do you think, or have you heard, are the classes going to go back into person at any point? Or are you going to have kind of a hybrid going?
You know, there's
any news on the horizon?
Been discussion. I think at some point in time there may be some in-person classes, but primarily from the downtown office. I think the interactive online courses are probably here to stay.
Okay.
As is a lot has changed
Sure.
for everybody in all industries. So that's great that the class was able to adapt and accommodate that.
And the last thing is it's pretty affordable. I think compared to some other places you might check at a community college, other places, it's affordable. And the one thing that we do is on my last class, I have a Baird & Warner manager, Jim Bergeron, come into the class virtually because I can't recruit from that class as an instructor.
Got it, okay.
But what Jim does is he answers, and we always run over, it's the most popular segment of the course, with tons of questions about not just real estate, because we covered most of that in the class, but real estate at Baird & Warner.
Got it.
And so that's a great benefit that I'm not sure a lot of places are doing.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that actually kind of feeds into the last question here. Kristine had asked, why should someone choose the Baird & Warner licensing class? My question is more, why should someone choose to work at Baird & Warner Naperville as an agent?
Well, other than being the #1 office in volume and in units
Humble brag.
for a number of years, we're in the midst of a thriving real estate market in the Naperville area, which encompasses Plainfield and Aurora and Lisle and the whole surrounding area.
Right.
If you're looking to be in a hot market, this is a hot market, and it always has been. It's been one of the top markets for real estate for as long as I can remember.
Right.
And this particular office in itself not only has the designated managing broker, we've got 3 other managing brokers. We have training classes, in person with separation and online, and we have a ton of technology. I don't know any other office that's doing what you two are doing, which is great. And you're going to have a good mix in this office of veterans and new people.
Right.
And the veterans are more than happy to stop and answer a question.
And I can attest to
somebody.
that. I can attest to that.
Definitely.
So
yeah.
it's just a good place to work. And I've been at other brokers in my career, and this by far is the best.
Good. That's so good to know. And I would absolutely agree. I think that's really great feedback about our Baird & Warner Naperville office. So Tom, we want to thank you so much for sharing all of your insight and your thoughts and really your expertise and great feedback about the pre-licensing classes here at Baird & Warner Naperville. I'm sure we'll have some viewers who are very interested to maybe follow up with you on figuring out if this is the right path for them. So before we let you go, where can our viewers and listeners, what's the best way for them to contact you if they want to reach out for more information?
You know, the best way would be through email, my Baird & Warner email, tom.kunkel, Kunkel, at bairdwarner.com.
All right, wonderful. Well, thanks so much, Tom. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for coming. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for inviting me in.
And now a word from Kristine Kavoris with Key Mortgage for our weekly Mortgage Minute.
Good afternoon. This is Kristine Kavoris with Key Mortgage. Today is Tuesday, March 30th, 2021, and welcome to today's Mortgage Minute. Today I'd like to talk about pre-approvals. It's never been harder for buyers to get their offers accepted. It is very much a seller's market, and there are not a lot of homes for sale, and there's a lot of buyers bidding on the same homes. So it's never been more important that you have a solid pre-approval or even 2 pre-approvals when you're submitting that offer. So even if you've already been pre-approved by your local bank, it never hurts to talk to somebody like me to get a second look for a second pre-approval, which will make your offer stronger. And we might be able to come up with some more creative terms that might help you win the deal. If you have any questions, please call me at 630-430-5388.
We want to give a big thank you to Tom Kunkel again for joining us and sharing his expertise on the pre-licensing real estate topic. If that is something you are interested in, I would highly recommend that you reach out to Tom. He's a really great resource.
Absolutely, and he's a great guy. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kevin Bartlett.
And I'm Kristine Strauss.
Join us next time to hear about
The Real
Deal.